Picture this. You're standing in front of an important decision, whether it's about your career, relationships, or how you approach challenges in life. But no matter how much you try to logically analyze the situation, there's something holding you back, something that doesn't seem to make sense. Have you ever wondered why? The answer is often rooted in the psychological wounds from your childhood. You might think that your decisions today are based solely on your present circumstances, but the truth is that many of the choices you make today are deeply influenced by your past experiences, especially those formative years of childhood. In this article, we will explore how psychological wounds from childhood shape your behavior, relationships, and decision-making processes in adulthood. We'll also look at how these wounds manifest in your thoughts and actions without you even realizing it. The journey ahead will shed light on how you can start identifying these hidden influences and, most importantly, how to heal and move forward into a future where you make decisions that are more aligned with your true self. What are childhood psychological wounds? To understand how childhood wounds affect your current decisions, it's essential to first understand what psychological wounds are and where they come from. Definition of psychological wounds. Childhood psychological wounds are emotional or psychological scars created during formative years, often as a result of trauma, neglect, or harmful relationships. These experiences can be subtle and seem insignificant at the time, but they can have a profound effect on the way we view ourselves and the world around us. Common causes of childhood psychological wounds. Emotional neglect. When a child's emotional needs are not met by caregivers, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and emotional instability. Abandonment. Whether physical or emotional, abandonment can create deep-rooted feelings of unworthiness and insecurity. Verbal or physical abuse. Any form of abuse, especially in childhood, can significantly damage a person's self-esteem and ability to trust others. Unrealistic expectations or criticism. Growing up in an environment where a child's achievements are never recognized or they are constantly criticized can lead to feelings of failure and low self-worth. Trauma. Events such as accidents, sudden loss of a loved one, or witnessing violence can cause lasting psychological wounds. The impact of these wounds on emotional development. These wounds shape how children develop emotionally and how they relate to others. They can hinder the development of healthy self-esteem and make it difficult to form secure, trusting relationships later in life. The link between childhood wounds and adult behavior. As adults, we tend to make decisions based on the coping mechanisms we developed during childhood. If we were neglected or abandoned, we may struggle with trust and commitment in our adult relationships. If we were criticized or abused, we might make decisions that align with our feelings of inadequacy or fear of failure. How childhood wounds affect decision-making in adulthood. Now that we understand what childhood psychological wounds are, let's explore how they show up in our daily decision-making as adults. The role of unconscious beliefs and patterns. Many childhood wounds create unconscious beliefs about ourselves that drive our behavior. These beliefs, often formed during childhood, become automatic patterns in adulthood. For example, if a child grows up feeling invisible, they may struggle with asserting themselves in their career or relationships, even as an adult. Fear of rejection and abandonment. Adults who experienced abandonment or neglect in childhood may fear rejection or abandonment in their adult relationships. This fear can drive decisions based on trying to avoid being left alone, leading to unhealthy attachments or staying in toxic relationships. These individuals might settle for less than they deserve because they're terrified of being rejected or abandoned. People-pleasing and low self-worth. Children who were constantly criticized or ignored may grow up with a need to constantly please others in an attempt to feel accepted. In adulthood, this can lead to decisions driven by the need to seek validation, even at the cost of personal happiness or well-being. People-pleasers often find themselves in situations where they feel unfulfilled or taken advantage of. The fear of failure and perfectionism. If a child grew up with parents who had high, unrealistic expectations, they may develop a fear of failure. This fear can manifest in adulthood as perfectionism, leading to decisions that are driven by a constant need to be flawless, often paralyzing them in their personal and professional lives. The fear of making a mistake can prevent them from taking risks or moving forward in their careers or relationships. Avoidance and emotional shutdown. Adults who experience trauma or emotional neglect may shut down emotionally when faced with difficult decisions. This avoidance behavior can stem from an inability to process emotions properly during childhood. As a result, these individuals may avoid confronting challenges in their current life, choosing to distract themselves with work, substances, or other unhealthy coping mechanisms. Overcompensation and control. Sometimes, individuals who felt powerless or controlled during childhood may overcompensate by trying to control every aspect of their lives as adults. They may make decisions that are overly rigid or perfectionistic, trying to exert control over situations where control is not possible, leading to frustration, anxiety, and burnout. Recognizing childhood wounds in your adult life. In this section, we will delve into how to recognize the lingering effects of childhood wounds in your adult life and how these wounds continue to shape your decisions. Identifying unhealthy patterns in relationships. Do you find yourself repeating the same unhealthy patterns in your relationships? For example, do you tend to choose partners who are emotionally unavailable or abusive? Do you struggle with setting boundaries or standing up for yourself? These patterns often stem from childhood wounds and can deeply influence your romantic, familial, and professional relationships. Recognizing self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is another common sign that childhood wounds are at play. Do you procrastinate on important projects? Do you avoid taking the next step in your career or personal life? Self-sabotage often happens when we feel we don't deserve success or happiness, which can be a direct result of childhood experiences that instilled feelings of inadequacy or unworthiness. Understanding your triggers. Many of us are triggered by situations, behaviors, or words that remind us of past wounds. Identifying your emotional triggers is a crucial step in understanding how your childhood experiences still affect you today. For example, if you were criticized frequently as a child, you may feel defensive or anxious when someone critiques you as an adult. Healing childhood wounds and making empowered decisions. Now that we've explored the impact of childhood wounds on your decisions, let's discuss how to heal these wounds and begin making empowered decisions. Acknowledge the pain. The first step to healing is acknowledging the pain caused by these wounds. This means facing the emotional scars that may have been buried for years. Healing begins when you allow yourself to feel and process the emotions you've been avoiding. Therapy and emotional healing. Therapy is often a critical step in the healing process. Working with a therapist, you can start to uncover the hidden wounds from your childhood, understand how they affect your current behavior, and begin to work through them. Building self-worth and self-compassion. Learning to love yourself and build healthy self-esteem is essential for overcoming the effects of childhood wounds. Practicing self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, and engaging in positive self-talk can help you rebuild your sense of worth. Mindfulness and emotional regulation. Mindfulness practices can help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to respond to situations rather than react impulsively. Emotional regulation techniques such as meditation, journaling, and deep breathing exercises can help you process emotions in a healthier way. Forgiveness and letting go. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the past. It means releasing the hold that past pain has on your life. Forgiveness is about giving yourself permission to let go of the hurt and free yourself from its influence. Taking empowered action. Once you've started healing, it's time to make empowered decisions. This involves making choices that are based on your values, not your fears. It means stepping into your true power and creating a life that aligns with your authentic self. As we conclude, remember this: your childhood wounds don't define you. They don't have to dictate the choices you make or the life you live. You have the power to heal, to break free from the past, and to make decisions that align with the person you are becoming. By recognizing the influence of childhood wounds, you can start the process of healing and begin making empowered decisions that lead you toward a more fulfilling, authentic life. This outline provides a comprehensive structure for the article, touching on key aspects of childhood psychological wounds and how they affect adult decision-making. Each section can be expanded with more personal examples, research, and actionable advice to reach your desired word count. Let me know if you would like further assistance or more specific examples for each section.